Hey, welcome back to Melly Loves Death Metal. This is going to be probably a long-ass video today, longer than usual. And it's going to be my final collection update video of 2022. So I'm going to make it a long one. It's basically Black Friday, Thanksgiving pickups that I did from a bunch of sales that people were putting on, and I bought a bunch of shit. And then a couple of random things I just bought to throw into the collection that were not sales or not deals, but I just snagged them because they were still available and I wanted them. So it's a lot. There's a lot. It's all vinyl. I haven't done a video like this in a really long time, and I have not written any notes or anything like that. So it's going to be a very raw recorded video of me blabbing and Googling things to have information for you, everybody. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the pickups that I just randomly grabbed that were not Black Friday or Thanksgiving sales, and then everything else is after that. So a lot of great stuff, a lot of great sales this year, and I usually don't partake in all of the madness of that, but it was hard not to because a lot of labels and stuff put out some really good discounts, and I jumped on them as fast as I possibly could. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first one is Disgusting. Just gonna throw that out there. This is a reissue that Corpse Crystal just did, and I snagged it because it was still available, and I was shocked it was still available because every time they repress this, it sells out pretty fast. I forgot where this band is from. I feel like it's Mexico, and I'm completely wrong. Let me just Metal Archive it. Here we go. Yeah, Mexico. I was right. Okay, cool. So this is the new Disgorge Repress. Chronic Corporal Infest. Yeah, it's filthy. What a cover. What a way to start this episode. Yeah, this is gore grind. Can you tell? Brutal death metal, gore grind, more gore grind than anything. And I've said in the past and in other posts that I'm not the biggest gore grind fan. A lot of it's really just not for me. Just can't get into it. And there's some that I really, really enjoy. This is one of those albums that has grown on me quite a bit over the years. This came out in 1997. So this is a late 90s album. A little bit of a cult classic here within the genre. And Corpse Crystal and Burning Dogma Records has repressed it several times on tape and whatever else. So there's a new line of represses out there, and this was still available on the site. So I was surprised by that because the last time these got repressed, fucking phone, just got an ESPN notification. I wonder what it is. I bet it's about the World Cup. Yep, it's about the World Cup. I'm gonna mute that because I don't give a fuck about the World Cup. Anyway, so yeah. Whenever they repress this album, it sells out super fast. But I've managed to snag this color variant, and I don't know why it's still available. Maybe it's just people. I think it actually might be sold out on Bandcamp, but the website, Corpse Crystal has a website. This was still there, so I grabbed it. I do have this on tape. And I think I also have it on CD. So this is one of those things where I've bought that's a word, bought every format, because of mob mentality. So my dog is barking now. Again, this is going to be an unedited video, so enjoy all of the distractions and awfulness going on. This is my life that I work with daily. My dog is freaking out because somebody ringed our doorbell. It's probably Amazon. 'Tis the season for Amazon packages to be here every single day up until Christmas. So yeah, nice printed inner sheet there of lyrics. But anyway, I completely lost my fucking train of thought. What I was gonna say now. I don't know. I own it. A lot of things. All the things. It's one of the few gore grind records that I will listen to. Band is out of Mexico. They have a couple other albums out there that I'm not too familiar with. Actually, only one other full length. They came out in 2003, and everything else has just been demos and splits and whatever else. So filthy. Disgusting. Oh, did I show the back? I can't remember. Gore Metal Army. Yeah, the cover is gets blocked on Instagram for being too gory. I get one of those warnings on the image every time somebody posts it. It's like, oh my god, this is an awful image. So I've seen worse. Okay, so the next one is another one that is just a pickup. It was a reissue. I didn't for sure thought these were going to sell out, so I didn't attempt to try and get it. Is my background showing? It is. What the hell? There we go. Let's just... Okay. Again, we're not editing anything. OBS was all... Must have been from my last video that I showed. Anyway, back to what I was saying. This is a reissue. Thought it was going to sell out super fast. It didn't, and I don't know why. A couple people posted on Instagram that they got it and they were showing it off, and I was like, oh my god, is that still available? And sure enough it was, so I got it because this is an incredible record. Again, don't know why it's sold out. It's in the US, it's got good shipping rates, it's not like you're paying overseas, but this is the reissue of Intestine Baalism, Banquet in the Darkness, done by Nameless Grave Records. And if you're not familiar with this band and you like melodic death metal and just death metal as a whole, you should check this band out because this album is incredible. This is a hidden gem, I feel like. Not too many people talk about this band for whatever reason. And I'm just going to pop up my keyboard again and pull up the bio so I can talk more about this band. They're out of Japan, so that's one tidbit that you should know. And Sewer Rot Records re-released and repressed their first album, Anatomy of the Beast, which is an incredible album as well. So, and that's still available on CD and tape. So head over to Sewer Rot if you're looking for that. You don't care about the format. And then Nameless Grave picked this one up. This is their second full length. They came out in 2003. The first one was 1997. And repressed this one. And this is an album that I absolutely love. Forgot it existed because I just didn't have it. Rarely ever listened to it. And then I just saw it's recirculating again. But just riffs for days and really, really amazing guitar riffs and soloing. And just it's a chugging riffage melodic death metal masterpiece in my opinion. So I've got the clear with red splatter edition. Again, I'm shocked that these weren't sold out. For sure thought that they would be. So maybe not everybody's up to speed on this band. I'm not too sure what the deal is around there, but it was, I think it totaled out to be like $26 or something like that when I got it. Printed in your sheet, lyrics in the guys. They do have a third full length called Ultimate Instinct. Well, I can't read. That's the only one album that I'm not too familiar with, oddly enough, and that came out in 2008. Looks like the band is still active. They're still making music, so that's good to know. Would love. Hopefully they'll be making some new stuff soon. I don't know. I don't know too much about the band. I don't know. But yeah, amazing album. Sounds great. I listened to it this morning. And unfortunately, when I get into a little bit of a tunnel when it comes to things, I tend to only stay on this type of genre, and this led to a deeper dive of melodic death metal and was just pulling out some Carcass albums, pulling out Black Dahlia Murder this morning. So yeah, this is a really, really great album. And now that I think about it, if you're familiar with the band, shit, I am blanking on the band name now. They're on Metal Blade Records. They came out with an album this year. The vocal style reminds me of this. His name is Riley. He just left the band. Holy shit, Anyway, there's a band that sounds similar to them. I'm just blanking right now. Michael Stansel's there. Greg Burgess. You guys know who I'm talking about, right? This band, the vocal style and just kind of the tempo of the songs remind me a little bit of them. Oh my god, I'm blanking so bad. What the hell are they called again? YouTube, help me find out. Legion. There we go. Legion. Legion kind of reminds me of this band a little bit, just a little bit, not a lot, with about the way that their song structures are and the way their vocalist sounds and stuff like that. This is gonna be a really long ass video if I'm gonna keep doing this shit. Okay, so anyway, finally the last just random pickup that I got. Hello keyboard, come back. Is just one. I hadn't shopped on this label site in a while, and so I popped over there a couple weeks ago and said, hey, what you got in store for me? And there was this split there, and I listened to it and bought it. It's been a while since I've done something like that. Two bands I don't know shit about, two total underground death metal bands. Don't know anything about them other than that one of them is from Australia and the other one is from Canada, and this is about all they have out so far. This is the Abscess Lord and Encoffinate split on Life After Death Productions. Yeah, that's right. I have not bought something from Life After Death in a long time. And it had been a while since I scoured the site, so I picked up. This is a split release with Seed of Doom Records as well. And that's it. Abscess Lord is from Australia. They had an EP out in 2019. This is dirty and sludgy sounding death metal. It's very good. And then Encoffinate was a demo out in 2019. They're from Canada. Just really good, old school worshipping sounding death metal. So it's a really, really good split of two underground bands that I don't know shit about. So it was fun to finally buy something like that, because I've been very much on just a hunt for certain things when I've been buying my vinyl lately and not doing like random buys or anything like that. So, and there's this, I don't know what color this is. I don't know. You tell me, is it brown? It looks brown. I think it said it was purple. It's brown. But yeah, this is a really good split. Check it out. I'm not going to preview a clip in this video because the video is so long and I don't want to edit everything out. But I'll link everything in the description of where you can find this and where you can listen to it. You should check it out if you're looking for some new bands. It's a really good album. I think you'll enjoy it. I like the artwork too. It's just a cool album artwork. So again, it's been a while since I've been on the Life After Death buy binge. I feel like I haven't, like, the way Instagram works these days, like the algorithm, I feel like I haven't seen his posts nearly as much as I used to. So that marketing is kind of failing. But so then I finally was like, yeah, I haven't bought from him in a while. And he has a really big distro too. So I went over there and snagged an album. Okay. Now we're on to about 20 other albums of stuff that I've gotten from Black Friday and Thanksgiving sales that were incredible, that were just too good to not buy. So the first one I'll start with, ironically, one that I did actually buy, but I didn't buy when I made the video, like I showed. I waited because Desert Wastelands had already posted that they were going to be doing a Black Friday sale, and so I waited before I got it. So I did end up getting the Cryptic Hatred Nocturnal Sickness LP. So I previewed this, like I reacted to this band a couple of weeks ago. The band out of Finland, and this is also a split release with Into the Other Records. Oh, the Other Records. Wow, I read that way wrong. I'm not too familiar with them. So Desert Wastelands, this is just straight up Cannibal Corpse worship from Finland, and it sounds awesome. So price tag on this was $16. No BS. That was like, it was some crazy sale that they did, like 20-something percent or 25% off. I couldn't pass that up. Got the nice red one. This is a underrated sleeper album this year. I don't think a lot of people have talked about it, me personally, until I finally listened to it. But the more I listen to it, the more I love it. And it's just, like I said, it's a Cannibal Corpse style worship record. So I did get this. $16. Couldn't be beat. And it's been a while since I've bought something from Desert Wastelands, so that was nice. The next one is, of course, I got some Maggot Stomp shit. They had a sale. It was like something percent off or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, I'll breeze through these two because I've shown them already. The Repress of 200 Stab Wounds, Piles of Festering Decomposition EP that came out several years ago. I do own this already on tape and CD, and I did have a first press vinyl of this, and then that first press vinyl has then gone off to a friend of mine. We did sort of a trade, and I regretted it very shortly after that. So I bought one of the represses. This is sold out. I think I got this for like $18. Or was it like, I can't remember how much percentage off it was, but $18. So had to get it. I got this, whatever this color variant is. I liked the clear with the yellow blob in the middle. Dog's doing something weird. So yeah, you guys have all heard it. You've all seen it. You all know about it. There you go. It's sold out. Don't try to go get it. I'm sure they'll get more soon. They repress these things pretty much twice a year. It seems like, sometimes more, because they're in such high demand. I'm sure you can probably find it on Disgorge for a stupid price, but don't pay it. And yeah, got that one. And then I also got, in that same package, Abysmalist Vile Possession. Where's this band from again? I forgot. I've shown them off on here already because I have the tape. Of course I have the tape. But the sale was too good. I just figured it'd make the shipping worthwhile. So I grabbed this on vinyl because this is one of the underrated Maggot Stomp releases that has come out this year that nobody has really talked about. I think it came out at the beginning of the year. Was it like no, it was in April. Holy shit, that came out in April? That's kind of the beginning of the year. Anyway, really good. Underrated album. Nobody's talking about it. Probably because there's so much other shit that's come out. Sea Blue. It's blue. It kind of looks black. Can I put it up here? No. There's not enough light in here. But it's this nice blue color. So yeah, I snagged that. Again, one of the more underrated death metal bands that Maggot Stomp put out this year. It's their first full length. They're from California, and I know that one of the guys is from another band. Let me look really quick. This is not the band I was thinking of. Never mind. I was thinking of Ritual of Decay. So yeah, printed inner sheet, lyrics, band photo. Good stuff. This is still available. It's not sold out. It's underrated. You should listen to it. It's good. It's their crushing debut LP on limited sea blue vinyl. It's limited, but it's still available, so you can get it. So that was my Maggot Stomp order. So this was like 30 something bucks for 2 vinyl. Can't beat that. All right, let me put these off to the side, and we're gonna get to the bigger haul now. Meteor Gem. Got me some gems. See what I did there? Alright, so the first one is Meteor Gem had something % off plus free shipping on top of that. So you got a percentage off. Was it like 15 or 20% plus free shipping? That was incredible. And they ran that sale for a long time. It wasn't just for like those 2 days. So I capitalized and got 3 things that I've been wanting in my vinyl collection for a while, finally. So the first one is Burial. This is on Everlasting Spew, Death Doom band from Italy. The longest record name ever. Inner gateways of the slumbering equilibrium at the center of cosmos. Like, what? I've had this on CD, and I'm gonna be honest, when it came out, I was a little bit burned out with this type of death metal, the Deathy Doom stuff. Just wasn't feeling it, so I didn't give it the fair listen that I should have. I listened to the CD like twice, and I put it on the shelf and then never played it again after that. And then I came back to it recently after the Warm EP came out, and then Dream Unending came out, and then I was like Death Doom for days. I went back and I listened to this record, and my God, this is very, very good. If you're a Death Doom fan, you love those longer songs, the longer riffy journey songs of Death Doom, you'll love this record. So this is my coming back and saying I should have given this more attention when it came out last year, because it's an incredible record and it needs more praise. It's definitely one of those underground gems at the moment. And yeah, just a really, really, really good record. So Everlasting Spew, I have some qualms with that label because it's really hard to get vinyl because they're so expensive to ship to the US. And then they have the distributors of indie merch and Night Shift merch, but they don't always get everything that I want to get due to availability and whatever else. So it's more, and a lot of times it's just CDs. So the vinyl stuff I usually miss out on when it comes to Everlasting Spew. But Meteor Gem had this. I think I got this for $16. Pretty sure I got this for $16. And I was like, I'm going to buy that because if I don't get this now, the sale is going to end and I'm going to have to spend $40 to get this in my collection. So I got it. It's plain black. I'm not going to show you the vinyl because it's just, you know, classic black. And then it did come with a poster that is the album cover and then their black metal band pictures. That's very black metal-esque style, I feel like. I think I made that comment last time when I talked about this when I got the CD too. So, yeah, really, this is a really great album, especially if you're into the Death Doom, and it's pretty much exactly what you're listening to is this album cover. Let's see, what's the hype sticker say? This was limited to 350 copies because it's black. They usually press, you know, less black because people don't buy them. Burial resurfaces from the beyond with their first full-length album, blending moments of sheer death metal aggression and horrific funerous doomy passages. Enter the horror. For fans of Spectral Voice, Mortiferum, Crypts, and there's a digital download code included. I already used it though, so I'm not going to give it to you. So, yeah, I would say that's pretty accurate in terms of the hype sticker. Definitely if you're a fan of Spectral Voice and Mortiferum. However, I feel like this has a little bit more of I'm going to say this, people are going to get angry at me. I feel like the guitars are a little bit better on this in terms of like how they're written and stuff like that. Don't hate me. That's not saying I don't like the other bands. But yeah, it's a really, really good album. So I got that in the collection from Meteor Gem. So of course their sale was like, well, I absolutely have to snag this. This has been repressed. It's been expensive. People are selling it for stupid prices. I missed out on the repressing. It's from a label that's out in France, so it's hard to get the shit here because of the shipping price. And it's my favorite death metal record of all time, aside from Death's Leprosy. This is like top one. I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to say. Anyway, they had the listenable repress of Suffocation's Pierced from Within. So yeah, they repressed Effigies and this one, and then another one I'm about to show got repressed on another label, and I don't remember how. I thought it was listenable because Listenable has it on their website, so maybe Listenable did do a repress of this. Somebody will correct me in the comments, but as you guys know, Suffocation is one of my all-time favorite death metal bands. I have every single one of their CDs, and I didn't own any of their vinyl, and I really, this year, wanted to get their vinyl. Like, that was the thing, and I just never did it. So I started with why not getting my favorite one, the one that's incredibly hard to find right now. That's super expensive that finally got a repressing. So it sounds great. I've listened to it every day since I've gotten it. I am like a kid on Christmas. I was so happy when I got this. And again, free shipping and however much off, it just was a steal. So there you go, the printed inner sheet. I don't know if this is like a duplicate of the original pressing of the vinyl, or I don't know any of those details. And then this vibrant yellow vinyl. So I think Listenable still has these in stock on their website. If you're in the US, their shipping is expensive, and it totals out to be almost like $40 just for one vinyl. So I was patient. There was a couple times where I almost pulled the trigger on this and paid more than that, and I I'm glad I stayed patient and was poor, because I was able to get it at a really discounted price. So thanks, Meteor Gem. So that was the one, and then the final one that I got from Meteor Gem with that same sale, and ironically, I think I bought these all at 3 different times because I just kept going back and scouring because the sale was so good, was a sad one to get, unfortunately. This is the repress of Malignant Altar's demo that came out like 2 or 3 years ago, a Retribution of Jealous Gods. Malignant Altar is now split up. This is... So originally came out on Maggot Stomp, and then MSUO and Dark Descent Records repressed it. Maggot Stomp repressed it several times too, but it always sold out. This was incredibly hard to find. Hostile Records even did a version of it, which is the tape that I have. I don't have the Maggot Stomp version, and you just can't find it. So they finally repressed it on formats, and then shortly after the band announced that they were breaking up. which was really, really sad. It's not due to any hostility. There's just a lot of, life factors. And again, these bands don't make shit. So if you think I make shit off my YouTube videos, you're incredibly wrong. I make nothing. And death metal bands like this don't make shit that they should, because in my opinion, this is one of the best demos to come out in recent years. It's just top-notch death metal here. And their full length that came out last year, should have praised it a lot more than I did. That's on the way. I finally bought that on vinyl. I have it on CD and tape. But so yeah, this is just classic black, so I'm not going to show you the vinyl. There are some color editions out there that are still available, but since this was the sale on Meteor Gem and this is what they had, I snagged it. But Dark Descent and MSUO still has the color copy, so if you're looking for that, head over there and check it out. Just awesome stuff. I really love it. Lucas Court with the artwork, right? Lucas. I don't want to say the wrong name. For whatever reason, I can never remember people's. Yeah, Lucas Court. I was right. Shogoth Kinetics, if you're not familiar, on Instagram. Incredible artist. So, Malignant Altar. That was the final Meteor Gem buy that I got with the sale, and I do have the other Malignant Altar first length coming. Just good stuff. I don't know how long I've been recording this video. 26 minutes. Woof! Not even halfway through. Okay, we're gonna speed this up. Got this off of Discogs. Don't remember who it was that I bought it from. Apologies, but I got it for $30, so I snagged it. The music on vinyl, Repress of Suffocation, Breeding the Spawn. Not my favorite Suffocation album, but also not horrible. I would say maybe a top 5 album here for me. I don't remember when they pressed these, but I've got number 893 out of 1500, I think. So they pressed a lot. This is on smoky colored vinyl. So yeah, it sounds great. I listened to this yesterday. Smoky colored. There's your smoke. And yeah, I don't know. So I got this on Discogs, like I said. If you go looking out, I don't know if you'll be able to find it, but a little bit of a tidbit. There's this website called Import CDs or CD Imports or something like that. It's some distro that sells everything. Is this massive warehouse, and they sell a lot privately on Amazon. You can get that there, and I think it's only $30. So I'll link it in the description if you're looking for this. But I got mine off Discogs for the same price a while ago, and I finally decided to throw it into the mix and show off. So this was not a Black Friday sale. I just realized I put them out of order. But yeah, this was another recent collection acquisition. I meant to put it on the top of the pile to talk about that first, but I didn't, and I failed. The rest are Black Friday stuff that I bought. I have not ever bought stuff like this on Black Friday or Thanksgiving for vinyl, ever. I usually don't partake in it. Most of the time it's stuff I've already had, but this year I just kind of went crazy. Alright, next up is probably the final stuff. Yeah. Final stuff. Package from Hell's Headbangers. I saved the best for last. My video in response to Justin Horville and his thoughts on the Black Dahlia murder got a lot more views than I'm used to seeing on my channel, and I kind of figured that that's what's going to happen. So I'll be honest, that's pretty much one of the reasons why I did it, to see the traffic that I would get. It brought lots of new subscribers, so thank you. Welcome to the channel. And then it also brought the trolls out and the people that just very clearly didn't watch the video and just assumed I was being an asshole, and wrote me some hate mail, some hate love letters in the comments, but it's all good. It was a joke. Justin is a very polarizing figure in the metal scene on YouTube. He's got a lot of opinions that a lot of people don't agree with, and he's got opinions that a lot of people agree with, and he has a very big community now. He's only been doing this for a couple months. He pumps out a video every single day. That's dedication that I wish I could do. And he's got a community now, and it's a community that I don't always agree with, and it's a community that I think is fun sometimes. And so isn't that the greatest thing about the internet, is that, hey, there's, you know, you can pick and choose what you want to like and what you don't want to like. There's no hatred, nothing like that. Things are totally fine between us. I did reach out and ask if he wanted to do a live stream together, so we might actually do that in January, and just bullshit and talk about music. I would like to hear a lot of the stories that he has, because, you know, he's a part owner of Hell's Headbangers, so he's worked with a lot of bands and he's met a lot of people that are just, you know, incredible in my eyes in regards to death metal. He's got the old gatekeeper mentality of death metal that I often shit about on this channel, but at the same time, I think we would have a fun stream. So just wanted to let you guys know that. But I did put a big order into Hell's Headbangers during the Black Friday Thanksgiving sale, and Justin did write me a personalized note when he saw that it was me. So everything's fine. There's no animosity there. It's not like the Metal Mickey stuff that's been going on, which I didn't know about until I made my video. None of that. I was just joking around. I'm a very sarcastic person, and I thought it would be fun to do kind of like a parody video, and it didn't backfire, which is good, because I was worried it was going to backfire. But a lot of people just assumed like I was jumping in and, you know, going for the jugular. No, I was just joking around. So anyway, I mentioned in a video, did I mention in a video a while back? I don't know. I mentioned in a video a while back that I've just decided to start getting the Autopsy vinyls in my collection, because I have all of their stuff on CD. So I snagged a couple that I saw Hell's Headbangers had. So admittedly, it's funny because this one's not even opened yet. I haven't listened to it yet. That's why. Autopsy, Acts of the Unspeakable. I can't talk. This is a gatefold, just plain black from Peaceville. I haven't even opened it yet. I've got a massive stack of records that I need to listen to, but I figured I would show it off in here because everybody's heard this record. Like, I don't need to talk about it. You guys know this record. I did listen to this one though. I picked up Severed Survival finally, and this one these are just plain classic black, no crazy color editions or anything like that. Printed inner sheet on this one, and I think it has the alternate logo yet. The alternate cover album. There we go. On the sticker. That was what I wanted to show. So you guys know, Severed Survival, like, you know these records. So I'll just quickly show them off to you. So I think I'm like not even a fourth of the way done for Autopsy now. I think I have about 7 more to get, which I'll get over time. I'm not going to get them all at once. It's too much money to do right now. After Christmas, after the holidays, if I got some gift cards and stuff, I'll do it. And then I also got Puncturing the Grotesque, the newest EP. Is this the newest EP that came out before their newest? I don't know. Just plain black vinyl. I'm not going to open it because it's one of those things that are annoying to get open, but yeah. So I snagged the Autopsy vinyls. I can't remember the sale that Hell's Headbangers had going on. And then I grabbed some gluttonous, this was me just, I have to have these for no reason other than I just want them. I don't need them, but I want them. And these are some bootlegs. And I've listened to them. I think they sound fine. I think they sound good for a bootleg. Cannibal Corpse. So this is the Reek of Death pressing of Cannibal Corpse's. This is a live album. Hold on, I'll find the deal. Bodily Destruction, Vulgar Molestation. I guess I've heard rumors that Reek of Death is actually Hell's Headbangers. I don't know how true that is. It sounds like that could be the case because they always have these. It's a 2 LP. It's on white. Hello, pup. Shaking off from your slumber. It's a gatefold. Again, these are just fun to own. There you go. Gatefold. So it was live from does that say 91? 91 in Germany. Gatefold. Very nice quality. Some artwork on the back. Reek of Death Records. It also says in here, it was limited to 300 white vinyl. So I don't know what number I have. Is it numbered anywhere? I don't think it is. My other one, I think, was another Reek of Death one that I have. I don't know. So I snagged this one because it's still available on Hellside Bangers, by the way. There's a Deicide one that they released too that I'm probably going to buy when I get paid this week because I really want it. These are just fun to have. I mean, you know, they're live records. They're things that I'm not a huge fan of live albums, and I've said that several times, but they're just, you know, iconic death metal bands. And Slayer. They've done a bunch of Slayer ones. They've done a Black Sabbath one, which I own all those. You're not going in. Why are you not going in? So wait for that's over. So they got that one. And I got the newest one that I've seen everybody posting on Instagram. So that was like, oh my god, fear of missing out. Oh my god, I need to get this marketing scheme. And this was Cannibal Corpse, Created to Kill. This one's a beaut. Alright. Look at that. Come on now. That's a beautiful splatter and a nice picture disc cover, which I appreciate. I like that they do that. This one I was the most excited. In this package, I was most excited about getting this because I had seen it on Instagram. A couple people had posted. This was recorded in Tampa, Florida in 1995. That's why I was really biased. Like, all right, I live in Tampa. I've lived here for 9 years. I'm in the death metal capital of the world. The world. Some people may not agree with me on that, but we can have a video of a debate about that. So I had to get this, and no printed inner sheet or anything like that. But it's a really nicely done bootleg. So this is the Chris Barnes era. Some people have debates on which is better, Cannibal Corpse, Chris Barnes, or Corpse Grinder. Obviously, Corpse Grinder's been going on for a lot longer than Chris Barnes, without all the controversy. The first, 4 Cannibal Corpse albums are some of my favorites, I'm not going to lie. And I still listen to them all the time. And whenever they repress them on vinyl, I buy them. So there's that. But I do love several Corpse Grinder records too. But I often choose these. I'm a little bit of the older school Cannibal Corpse fan. Even though I don't care for Chris Barnes at all. So, yeah. Had to have these. I'm probably a bigger Cannibal Corpse fangirl than I lead on. I don't hype them up too much. Like, I really did like their new album that they came out with recently. Was it last year? Was that this year or last year? God, this year flew by. What the hell happened? And I was really excited about it, and I bought, like 3 different copies of it. So yeah, I'm probably a bigger Cannibal Corpse fangirl than I lead on. That's just because everybody's like massive Cannibal Corpse fans. Death metal, I feel like death metal equals Cannibal Corpse. And I wanted to end this video on, since we're going to 37 minutes, might as well try to get to 40. Is in my Instagram stories a while back, I asked, what is everybody's opinions of the greatest death metal band ever, whether it be old or new? And I made it like an answer the question kind of thing. And I got over 200 responses. I was going to make a video based off of that, but the responses were so big, I was like, okay, I can't do a video. I can't keep up. And the top 4 were like Gorguts, Suffocation, Cannibal Corpse, Autopsy, and then Entombed slid in there after a while. But several people messaged me privately and were like, because I later on I posted like the top 4, and it was all US death metal bands that I got the most responses for. Like, I was tallying them and doing that, and then I couldn't keep up anymore because it got too much. So that just based off of what I did. And it was all US death metal bands, and somebody, like 4 or 5 different people messaged me privately on Instagram like, it's all US death metal. And I was like, I'm not the one that wrote this. Like, I didn't decide it. I just asked. And for me personally, growing up in the US and having very limited access to death metal growing up, having very limited access to it in our local record stores, and wasn't on the internet or anything like that, I just went off of word of mouth and what I could get my hands on, Cannibal Corpse was the band. Like, that was the band that I desperately wanted but couldn't get because of the mature audience thing, and there was no way in hell my parents were going to pay for it. So when I got older, those were some of the first death metal band records that I bought outside of Death and Autopsy and Suffocation, like the norms. So for me personally, like, if people asked several times like what my thought was, they assumed that I was going to say Death because that's like officially my favorite death metal band. I said no. I think Cannibal Corpse is one of the best death metal bands ever. I think they're the greatest death metal band, even to this day. And I think that in regards to a lot of factors, they put out 4 of some of the best death metal records of all time, and they're still going, and they still have great success with a lead singer change and other changes that have been going on. And I think in regards to death metal, they get the casual listeners to come back, they get new listeners to come back, they just create a bigger community, and they're super successful. And I think that, and there's a lot of other bands that are like that too, and I'm sure people are going to come and with their pitchforks and say, oh, you didn't talk about this band. This is just my opinion. I think Cannibal Corpse is the best death metal band ever. Like, and that's just based off of strategic reasoning, not because of my own bias at all. Because again, if you wanted to ask me about bias, I would say it was Death. On Death, and then Suffocation, and then Autopsy. Like, those are my 3 favorite death metal bands. But anyway, I've gone off on a tangent. So yeah, interesting. I'm kind of might do a video on that. I don't know. People get really edgy about it. But yeah, they were upset about the fact that there wasn't enough, bands from other parts of the world, like Entombed, and a couple of other bands they threw out there. I'm blanking right now. But those are just bands that I didn't have access to growing up. Like, they just weren't... I didn't start listening to them until my later years, when I got access to the internet, when I got my own job, when I was able to travel to record stores that were farther away from where I lived, when I was able to go on, go to tours and listen to all these festivals and stuff like that. So, yeah. That's all that I have. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Kwanzaa. Happy you don't celebrate any of those things. It is the end of the year. This year has been incredible. Thank you so much for all of your support. I am not making another video until January. The next videos that are going to be popped up have already been recorded. I just have them scheduled to be released, and that is my favorite black metal albums of 2022, and then a giveaway announcement that's going out on December 31st to celebrate the end of the year and the new year. So that's all that I have. I will see you guys next year.